Okay, welcome back to Daniel D For Real. My name is Daniel. Appreciate you clicking on the video. On this channel, we cover all kinds of employee workforce influential techniques. So if you're in a titled position, if you're a non-titled position, if you're a manager, if you're a non-manager, if you're a director of operations, it doesn't matter what your position is. If your goal is to increase your influence and to sort of learn about different dynamics in the workplace, that's what this channel covers. And the way we do that very specifically is through looking at failures and lessons learned and being as authentic as possible, as opposed to any sort of rah-rah or covering or some sort of theoretical exercise in academia on what might work. I'm gonna keep it real with you, let you know what's actually worked, and hopefully my experiences through your experiences and all of our conversations together can get some good stuff going. So thanks for clicking. How this channel works is everything is time marked below, so I don't waste your time here. Head on down there, click the one that you like and you think might be of interest, and if you like it, watch the rest. Be sure and hit the thumbs up button and subscribe and share it with anybody that the content is appropriate for. So today we've got 4 tips on how to leverage your change style. Okay, before we actually get into the points, I just want to cover quick why we should care, right? If you watch this channel at all, we're big into purpose and why and understanding why we do things, okay? We don't just go out there and do shit for no reason, right? The reason why this is very, very important is because knowing the change styles of your workforce helps you gauge the temperature for how disruptive you can be in your change. So if you are shifting products, if you're shifting vision, if you are rolling out some new cultural changes, or even if they're administrative changes like changes to your health benefits and different things like that, anything that causes disruption, changing title, position, CEOs, whatever, anything that causes disruption, knowing the change styles of your team, of your workforce is key, because then you know how aggressive you can be on that change, when to dial it back, how to do those incremental implementations, and going from there. So let's not just get right into the tips without understanding why. As you know, on this channel, I like to use movie clips to help illustrate points. So I wonder if there's something out there that I could use to help me illustrate this point about learning people's change styles.
I know what I like, and I know you know what I like because you were trained to know what I like, but I would like to know what you like. For instance, do you have a favorite food?
Yes.
Good! What is your favorite food?
Whatever food you like.
So obviously you can go a bit too far on knowing what somebody is all about and every single thing about them and their change style. So I'm not recommending that we go to the extreme of what Eddie Murphy had to go through on that clip right there. However, knowing some things about tolerances of the people that you work with really help you out when it comes to how you want to be influential and go about change. Okay, now that we have talked about why we care about other people's change styles, the next thing we want to move into is to discover our change style. So I've got a link below that you can click on, you can read more about it. There's some tests and questions and different things you can go through. So I encourage you to actually do that to find out which one of those change styles applies to you. At the end of that testing, at the end of your research, you'll arrive at 3 different change styles. You're either a conserver, you're a pragmatist, or you're an originator, okay? To illustrate between conserver, pragmatist, and originator, I like to use a multiple choice test as an example. So let's just say you administer a multiple choice test to all 3 personality types, and you just give them one question and the correct answer by the test is C. The conserver will say the answer is C. Of course it's C, all the time, no matter what, the answer is C. The pragmatist will say, well, the answer is C, but I can also maybe see B. Possibility. And then you come to the originator, and the originator says, why are we taking a multiple choice test? So you can see the difference between all 3 of those change styles and sort of how they see levels of information and how they consume things and what their lenses are. So, all right, now that we know why, now that we know what the 3 change styles are, let's move right into 4 tips to help leverage your change style. Point number 1, let others know your change style. So when we don't know other people's change styles, it can be rather confusing and we don't know exactly how to interact, who they're talking to, and how they're interacting with that conversation. In short, you want to let folks know in casual conversation, you don't need to wear like a t-shirt or some sort of banner, but if you are slow to a specific change, you want to let folks know in the room, like, hey, you know, I hear you, I appreciate the excitement, but I'm concerned about this dependency and this risk and different things like that. If you're first one on the train, you can let them know, say, hey, like, this is a great idea, but I tend to really gravitate towards great ideas quickly, and that is okay, right? As long as you are clear to others, and that sort of helps them consume your change style and starts that dialogue and conversation. You're going to find in the workplace that people are very, very comfortable working with people who are authentic. If you know who you are, you become a very calming and purposeful presence to everybody else that you work with. So let others know your change style. That will help you discover their change style, and onward we go. Speaking of onward, let's move right into point number 2. Point number 2, embrace instinct and pivot.
But I won my ticket on Titanic here at a lucky hand at poker. A very lucky hand.
All life is a game of luck.
A real man makes his own luck, Archie.
You are not bound to this change style slowly. It's just your instinctual starting point. You don't have to be, well, I'm an originator, so I'm just going to go with every new idea, and I'm not going to take any sort of conservative steps whatsoever. I'm not writing anything down. I'm not aligning with you. I am my own change style. You don't have to be that way. We don't have to use it as an excuse. And just because you're one specific change style doesn't mean you can't scale and have appreciation for other change styles. This is just your starting point. And if you focus on yourself, you can slowly and incrementally make changes in evolution to be able to scale all 3 change styles when and wherever necessary. That doesn't mean that you compromise who you are or your strengths or your strongest change style, as we'll talk about later on in this video, but the ability to scale those change styles helps you to appreciate where everybody else is coming from and consciously know how to interact with them to achieve the greater good and the greater influence in the workforce, which is one of the things that we always talk about on this channel. Hey guys, thanks for watching part 1 on how to leverage your change style. I hope you're enjoying it. Stay tuned for part 2 coming right up.